inaugural MLS Next Pro Cup on Saturday. If you would like to ask a question, if you don't mind utilizing the raise hand function, that would be very much appreciated. Who would like to? Drew, do you want to start us off?
Yes. First, Coach, I'd like to say I appreciate having you on. I've appreciated having you on all season. I won't be able to be at the game, so this will probably be my last interaction. But how are you guys preparing for St. Louis? This is a team you guys haven't seen. What do you see that they bring to the table? It looks like they play pretty direct.
Hi, Joe. It was a pleasure having you the whole time. Too bad for Saturday. Best team in the West Conference. They're MLS ready. They kind of a Red Bull model. So really competitive team with a couple of MLS caliber profile type. So yeah, it's going to be the toughest challenge we'll face all year in the best context possible in the final in our stadium. So we have guys that we think they're MLS ready or will be. So it's a perfect test to face somebody that you want to beat. So yeah, we prepared. We know what they do. I'm sure they know what we do, and let's see who step up.
Thanks. If anyone has a question, if you don't mind using the raise hand function. Drew.
Yeah, Coach, we have a pretty important game on both Saturday and Sunday. Has there been any discussion between you and Caleb about maybe the usage of Mo and Jason Russell-Rowe? Obviously, they played last week, both games, and were subbed off a little bit earlier in the Eastern Conference final. Has there been any kind of minute management that you guys are talking about?
Yes, we had a brief meeting about this. We have our plan ready. We're going to readjust based on the scenario on both teams. So we're going to meet soon.
Thanks, Drew. Does anyone else have it? Oh, so I'm gonna let Gerald back in the room. Does anybody else have a? Excuse me, Bailey, take it away.
Hi, Laurent. Obviously, huge game on Saturday. Wanted to ask you just broadly about what Jason Russell-Rowe has meant to this team this year. Hard to really underestimate how important he's been, obviously, with the number of goals he scored, but just from your perspective, the things that he's done and his importance to the team.
Yeah, it's well known how decisive he's been with us, whether it's in goals, whether it's in assists, but also all the work in the League Cup play that it brings for the guys, the way he open up lanes, the way he create the next movement for the team. And you saw with the first team against Red Bulls, his capacity to be found in space and do the right decisions to provoke something that's going to happen positively for your next teammate. Is just a big influence for us, regardless of how decisive he can be. So yeah, he's been really, really impressive, and he will keep doing so.
Thanks.
Great, thanks, Bailey. We will go to Drew to close this out, unless anyone has a follow-up question.
First question, Laurent. How are you guys managing emotions going into this game? This might be the biggest game for some of these players that they've ever played in. Obviously, the last game got a little chippy. Abdi kind of got in a little scruffle in the extra time. How are we kind of managing some of that emotion?
Yep, you just want to use them in the right direction. You can't give the opportunity to the opponent to use something that can penalize the team. So just keep it under control and to nourish the type of action that we want the guys to respond. Yeah, it's going to be heated, tension, and nervous a little bit, but more than anything, using this energy to feed us in the style of play that we wanna have, and we'll need those moments to compete against a really athletic and competitive team. So we internally address that, and hopefully the guy, I'm pretty sure the guy will react well.
Last question for me. If we see a victory, will we see any more like karate with the corner flag from you after a victory, or are you done with that one?
I would love to have the opportunity to smash another corner flag. I would love that. Let's see if we're able to position ourselves in that moment. Again, we're sure of what we're capable of doing. We know we're going to face our toughest opponent of the year in the biggest moment too. So a final is a final. Let's go after it.
Thanks, Drew. Gerald, just want to check, were you able to join? Gerald Lucas, can you hear us? Okay, great. So last call, unless there are any questions, that will conclude our media availability with Coach. We will see you all on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Drew. Take care.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So it's Gerald. Just want to check. Are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Oh, cool. Great. Just wanted to make sure you're able to join. Thank you all for joining us. We've got Clem's crew, 2's, Noah, who's on. Drew, do you want to kick us off?
Awesome. Thanks for having us, Noah. Congratulations on the win, going to the final. My first question is, can you take us through that moment you were dribbling through 3 or 4 defenders in the 118th minute? You get a nice shot off, they get a save, but Coleman comes up and follows through with the game winner. Can you take us through that moment in your head?
No, yeah, it was like, it was do or die at that time. And, Jordan played me a great ball into my feet in a tight window. And, I was able to turn, and I was like, I'm gonna just try and make a play. And, I got past one, and I was like, okay. And then another one, I was like, oh. And then I did that last shot, I was like, oh, like I could score right here. And then, I went to take that shot, and, keeper made a great save, kick save. And like, my heart just sunk at that moment. And I was like, no, like, there's no way, like, oh, I could have won it. But then, like, I see Mikey, I'm like, yeah. And then he overruns the ball, and I was like, no. But then I see Gano coming, and I'm like, oh my God, like, Gano, you can finish it, win it. And he put it, and, he put it perfectly where no one could get to it. So it was a crazy moment, insane highs and lows all within, a good 10 seconds.
I'll go again. So for MLS Next Pro, this is the first full season, playing the first championship. Can you talk about the difference in level that you've seen for the USL 1 for Madison to MLS Next Pro?
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of differences as well as similarities. It's I think in MLS Next Pro, it's a lot more development focused. And, you see that with like the ages of the squads and things like that. And, I think it's, might be a little bit more, technical in MLS Next Pro as teams are trying to, sort of in a way replicate, the first team and how they play so that players are ready to make that jump. Whereas, in League One, it's more of, you're already playing first team football, whatever club you're at, and, you're focused solely on winning a trophy. And, while every club in our league is focused on winning a trophy, it's also, there's the developmental aspect to it as well. So.
Thanks, Drew. We'll go to Gerald, and then if anyone has a question after Gerald, please feel free to use the raise hand function.
Congrats, Noah, on the Eastern Conference championship win. Is there a big disadvantage in not playing a team all season long versus playing them at least once or twice in a season?
Yeah, thanks, Gerald. I think it's a little bit of both because, if you play a team once or twice in a season, you get to know their tendencies and they get to know yours. So, I think in not having played them, it gives us, sort of an advantage to where, they can see how we play based on film, but, they haven't experienced it. So we're free to come in and play our game and execute our game plan how we want to do it and not have to, worry about, oh, but they know how we played last time and X, Y, Z. So I think that's one of the benefits, but also on the flip side, they can do the same and they're going to try and impose their game plan and have the game be played the way that they want to play it. So, we're just going to come in and impose our will and game plan stronger come Saturday.
Thank you. We'll go to Drew to close us out unless there's any follow-ups.
All right, I have a question from Devin. What is it like playing with somebody like Jason, who's so good in front of goal, and what does his presence help create for the rest of the guys?
Yeah, no, playing with, Jason is obviously, as you would expect, amazing. You're playing with a guy who's got more goals than games played. And, that really has helped us be able to be in the position that we're in. And, having such a threat like him on the field draws a lot of attention from opposing defenders and coaches and when they're coming up with game plans. And that opens up, a lot of space and chances and opportunities for players like myself, like Marco, like Coleman, because they're also focused on Jason, as they should be, as he's shown. But yeah, it opens up a lot of opportunities. And I think that's going to be, crucial this weekend. If they're too tight on him, me and Marco will be open, or, if they're not tight enough on him, you've seen what's been going on all season. So you know how that'll end.
Go to Gerald, last question, unless anyone else wants to jump in.
No, I got a two-part question for you. What has been over this whole week the atmosphere like in the locker room?
I think it's just been an atmosphere of, obviously we're all like anxious for the day to get here, but we're calm and we're ready and we know what we have to do. And we've worked all season long, tirelessly to be in this position and to have this opportunity to go and win, the very first MLS Next Pro Cup. And, I think everyone's confident in ourselves and what we have as a team and our game plan. And, it's been a positive atmosphere, good vibes all around, and we're just ready for Saturday.
Last question is, after hearing the story on how the Capybara name came about, how does the team feel going places around the city or even out of the state, hearing other people talk about the Capybaras? And what does it mean for the team to be able to hear that?
Yeah, it's obviously cool, that we're recognized as the Capybaras, and it means that, we're doing something right because, we're winning games and, people are noticing and being like, oh, who are these Capybaras? So, it's kind of just a cool, like, side effect, I guess you could say, from winning our games and doing as well as we have so far. So, it's not really our main focus when we go and when we play, we're not really thinking about it, but it's cool to be seen as that. And I think it's definitely something that makes Crew 2 unique.
Great. And Drew, I'm gonna apologize. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
All right, no, I'm not sure if you'll answer this or not, but you've been one of the most consistent performers for Columbus Crew 2. You played, I think, every single regular season game, scoring, I think, 10 goals this season. You talked about how this is a development league and you're trying to get to a first team. Have there been any discussions with you, your agent, with maybe some of the first teams in the MLS?
No, I'm just focused on Saturday right now, and
Okay.
we'll see what happens after that.
Great, thanks. And unless there are any last questions, that will conclude our media availability for the day. We will see you all on Saturday.
Thanks, Noah.
See you guys. Thank you.